In the 1990s, she was the woman who made the whole world believe in love with just a simple smile. Yet sometimes, the brightest lights conceal the deepest cracks. After a single unsuccessful role, a failed relationship, and intense scrutiny over her appearance, Hollywood turned its back, transforming the queen of romantic comedies into a cosmetic casualty. Her downfall was so sudden that few had time to grasp it. Now, at 63, Meg Ryan leads a quiet life in West Village. No husband, no spotlight, only memories of a once glorious past. Once celebrated as the embodiment of love, she has become a forgotten icon, a legend abandoned by the very industry that once adored her. What led this woman, once the dream of millions, to lose everything so quickly? And what hides behind the smile that once captivated the entire world? To understand Meg Ryan's tragedy, we must follow her turbulent path from a little girl in a drafty Connecticut home to Hollywood's brightest star, and ultimately to a free fall beneath the very lights that once celebrated her. Fairfield, Connecticut, November 1961. On a cold, foggy morning, Meg Ryan cried out for the first time in a quiet town where wooden houses shivered in the winter wind, their peeling paint a reminder of humble lives. She was raised in a modest Catholic family, her father a strict math teacher, her mother a former actress who never fulfilled her own theatrical dreams. As their arguments grew louder, the warmth of their small Fairfield Street home faded. In 1976, her parents divorced. 15-year-old Meg stood alone in the cold kitchen, hearing the closing door, feeling as though her world had shattered in that moment. At St. Pius School, Meg was the quiet girl in the back, avoiding the gaze of others. Friends recalled her sad eyes and gentle smile, though she sometimes vanished for hours to draw or record her voice. It was during these solitary moments that her love for acting was born, not from a hunger for fame, but from a desire to understand people and express emotions she couldn't voice herself. In 1979, while studying journalism at the University of Connecticut and later transferring to New York University, Meg realized she didn't belong amid dry articles and newspapers. She worked part-time at a small cafe, writing short scripts or attending amateur auditions at her mother's acting workshops. When a classmate suggested she audition for a Burger King commercial, she hesitated but eventually tried. Under the lights, she felt something new. Finally, she was truly heard. From commercials, Meg moved on to small television roles. Her brief appearance in Breaking Away, 1979, caught the director's eye with her clear eyes and shy smile. Then came Rich and Famous, 1981, where she quietly observed stars controlling their breath and gaze. Her small role in The Right Stuff, 1983, took her to Hollywood as an astronaut's wife, her first true taste of the movie set's intense energy. The 1980s were a time of hard work, learning, and fear. She nearly lost the role of Betsy Stewart in As the World Turns, 1982, due to a casting mix-up. The night before the audition, she stayed up practicing her smile and speech rhythm countless times in front of a mirror, and she nailed it. Hollywood soon noticed the girl with the trembling voice and eyes like summer sunlight. This persistence earned her an Independent Spirit Award nomination for Promised Land, 1987. She then appeared in The Big Easy, Inner Space, and DOA, each role adding layers to her persona, sweet, bold, and unique. But everything changed in 1989 with When Harry Met Sally. In Katz's Delicatessen, Meg improvised the now famous fake orgasm scene, stunning the crew, who then burst into laughter and applause. That brief scene transformed her from a mid-level actress into America's romantic icon. The film made over $90 million, earned her a Golden Globe nomination, and forever linked Meg Ryan's name to love and laughter. The early 1990s were a dazzling time, with Hollywood as her grand stage. Following the success of When Harry Met Sally, Meg sought new artistic challenges beyond the romantic comedy realm. During Joe vs. the Volcano, 1990, she received an unexpected offer from Oliver Stone for The Doors, 1991, a pivotal moment. Stone later recalled finding Meg, known for her light-hearted roles, biting her lip in the recording studio, sweating as she recorded with the band. She aimed to capture the rebellious spirit of the 1960s, spending days in a worn leather jacket studying Pam Courson's every move and nights recording her voice to perfect her breath control. Though a small role, it pushed Meg beyond her comfort zone, transforming her from a Hollywood smile into a genuine actress capable of confronting fear head-on. In 1992, she embraced a new image with Prelude to a Kiss, a surreal story about soul-swapping. Meg insisted on performing the spinning wedding petal scene herself, practicing it tirelessly until each movement was as natural as breathing. Though the film didn't succeed commercially, critics praised it as her boldest break from the romantic muse archetype. Then in 1993 came Sleepless in Seattle, a film that changed everything. Shot on Seattle's rain-drenched streets and under New York's glowing sunsets, Meg and her destined co-star Tom Hanks spent hours on the phone before meeting, building the authentic connection of two souls in love without touch. From a glance at the airport to standing motionless in the rain, audiences saw their own love reflected. The film grossed over $225 million globally, crowning Meg as the queen of 90s romantic comedies. Her Golden Globe nomination that year wasn't just an honor. It proved she had captured an entire generation's heart. 2 years later, at the peak of her fame, Meg took a different path. She played Alice Green in When a Man Loves a Woman, 1994, portraying a wife and mother battling alcoholism. Director Luis Mandoki recalled her spending hours in rehab centers, listening to women's stories of shame, destruction, and love. During the first script read, she cried so much filming had to stop. This role earned her a SAG Award nomination and marked her emergence as more than just a romantic icon, showing raw emotional depth. Meg didn't stop there. In 1995, she returned to lightheartedness with French Kiss, a romantic comedy set in Paris with Kevin Kline. Then in 1996, she took on the role of a Navy helicopter pilot in Courage Under Fire, enduring military training and harsh desert conditions. In 1997, she lent her voice to the princess in Anastasia, reaching a younger audience and broadening her appeal. That decade was Meg Ryan's golden age. Addicted to Love, 1997, and City of Angels, 1998, where she portrayed an angel discovering love, both became iconic films. But her crowning achievement was You've Got Mail, 1998, her third film with Tom Hanks. Bathed in the warm autumn light of New York and the cozy glow of a small Upper West Side cafe, Meg seemed born to inhabit every scene. The movie earned over $250 million, won the hearts of millions, and secured her yet another Golden Globe nomination. During this time, Meg Ryan ruled Hollywood. Magazines vied for her cover. Fashion and perfume brands sought partnerships, and wherever she appeared, fans cheered. Cameras flashed constantly. Meg Ryan was more than just an actress. She embodied love, sweetness, and the belief that beauty still existed in the world. Her role as the lead voice in Anastasia, 1997, marked a major milestone, expanding her appeal to a younger audience and proving her versatility. To achieve a voice both bright and emotionally rich, Meg spent countless hours in the studio, perfecting a balance between classical clarity and a warm, modern tone. The success of Anastasia extended her reputation beyond live action and confirmed her ability to excel across genres, from romantic comedies and dramas to animation. However, as the 2000s arrived, following a streak of major successes, Meg's career began to stall. Her 2000 films, Proof of Life and Hanging Up, received mixed reviews and barely broke even financially. Though Kate and Leopold, 2001, retained her romantic charm, it failed to make the same impact as her earlier hits. This period marked a noticeable decline in her career and coincided with personal instability that gradually pushed her away from the spotlight. By the 2010s, Meg had nearly vanished from Hollywood, making only brief appearances in a few episodes of Web Therapy, produced by Lisa Kudrow. She later returned as director and lead actress in Ithaca, 2015, a project she worked on alongside Tom Hanks and her son Jack Quaid. In a 2013 People magazine interview, friends revealed that Meg chose to leave Hollywood to seek peace in her personal life. Living in New York changes you, said writer Dalia Efron. LA is just where movies are made. New York is so much more, and so is Meg. Beyond the highs and lows of her career, Meg Ryan's love life was a turbulent journey, beautiful, passionate, and ultimately heartbreaking. She first met Dennis Quaid in 1987 on the set of Inner Space. At that time, they were just two young actors sharing long shooting days, late-night talks, and a mutual love of music. Their connection truly sparked when they reunited on DOA, 1988. Their late-night conversations grew longer, and shared studio sessions singing songs transformed friendship into love. By 1990, when they made their relationship public, Hollywood hailed them as the new golden couple. They planned to marry that year. But just before their happiness could be complete, Dennis revealed he struggled with a severe cocaine addiction. The confession shocked Meg, yet she chose to stay. During Dennis's rehab, Meg sat quietly for hours in stark hospital rooms, holding his hand. Dennis later called those moments the turning point, the white light moment when he realized he would lose everything if he didn't change. After enduring those challenges, they married on Valentine's Day, 1991, in a simple yet hopeful ceremony. In April 1992, their son Jack Quaid was born, a living symbol of their once unbreakable love. They stood as proof that love could survive Hollywood's chaos. But nearly 9 years later, their fairy tale ended. In 2000, tabloids published photos of Meg showing affection to Russell Crowe on the Proof of Life set. The rumors exploded, engulfing her in a media frenzy. Hollywood buzzed, audiences were shocked, and Meg chose silence. Dennis was devastated, saying the incident felt like a betrayal, though he admitted their marriage had been fractured long before. Both acknowledged the affair forced them to face the truth. They had gone too far to repair what was broken. In June 2000, they announced their separation. Dennis described it as the death of a part of me and spoke of the dark months that followed, depression, anger, and eventually acceptance. Through the pain, he found himself again, overcame addiction, and rebuilt his career, ready for a fresh start. 2 decades later, in a September 2024 interview on Who's Talking to Chris Wallace, Dennis, now 70, reflected calmly on their past. He said he never regretted their marriage, despite Meg's greater fame. When I met Meg, we were both career-focused. Then things just happened, he said, pointing to a Top Gun poster on the wall. Smiling, he recalled feeling invisible walking beside her in New York. I tried to act strong, he admitted. But we're all just human. For Dennis, their son Jack, now a successful actor, remains the most beautiful proof of their love and the reason he feels no regrets. After nearly a decade of silence, Meg finally spoke in a 2008 InStyle interview, clarifying that Russell Crowe was not the cause of their breakup. The affair was the smallest part of what really fell apart, she said. I admitted Dennis had been unfaithful for a long time, and that was deeply painful. I only learned the full truth after our divorce. Her voice was gentle, but her eyes carried the weight of exhaustion. Everything was broken long before the public knew. We both made mistakes. I did, too, she continued. I heard him out, but I couldn't live like that anymore, so I walked away. These words, simple yet profound, close the chapter on a love story once admired by Hollywood, a story ending not in bitterness but loneliness and acceptance. The recognition that even hearts which healed millions on screen can shatter, just like the characters Meg Ryan portrayed. Still struggling with the emotional wounds of her failed marriage and fading career, Meg soon faced another storm of media scrutiny. In 2003, during an interview on The Michael Parkinson Show, when asked about explicit scenes in The Cut, a film made amid the pressure after box office disappointments, Meg abruptly replied, "Wrap it up," then quietly removed her microphone and left the set, leaving the audience and host stunned. The next day, headlines declared she was a star losing control, a fallen icon trading grace for defiance. Advertising deals were canceled, talk show invitations withdrawn, and the once sweet, gentle woman was branded rude and arrogant. Later, in a Sunday Times interview, Meg admitted that moment taught her a harsh lesson. I wasn't prepared for the public, and it took me a long time to earn back their trust. That episode became a bitter reminder that one lost moment can ruin a reputation, and some cracks linger far longer than the spotlight. Yet despite all the turmoil, scandals, and fading fame, Meg Ryan's legacy in cinema remains radiant and lasting. Meg Ryan was nominated 3 times for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Comedy, or Musical, thanks to her unforgettable performances as Sally Albright in When Harry Met Sally, 1989, Annie Reed in Sleepless in Seattle, 1993, and Kathleen Kelly in You've Got Mail, 1998. Even earlier, her portrayal of Carol Bradshaw in Promised Land, 1987, earned her a nomination for the Independent Spirit Award, showcasing her rare emotional depth and authenticity on screen. Yet, it wasn't the awards or the numbers that truly captivated audiences. It was Meg's extraordinary ability to connect through genuine emotion. Nora Ephron, who wrote When Harry Met Sally, once revealed that she modeled Sally's character after Meg herself. Warm, witty, and full of hope. Tom Hanks famously said, "With just one look or one smile, she could light up an entire room." Behind the glamorous spotlight, Meg has always maintained a private world, quiet, kind, and graceful. She quietly supports numerous charities for women and children. Away from Hollywood's vanity and spectacle, her peers regard her as humble, warm-hearted, and always willing to lend a hand. Though she's received countless honors, from People magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People list to the Crystal Award for Women in Film and Hasty Pudding's Woman of the Year, what people remember most about Meg Ryan is not her fame, but the gentle warmth and compassion she brings to every gesture. After establishing a brilliant career, Meg found new meaning in motherhood. In 2006, she adopted Daisy True Ryan, a Chinese girl born in 2004, describing their bond as destined. In a rare Sunday Times interview, she shared, "I always knew I would adopt, but never imagined fate would bring Daisy to me. I can't explain it. I just know it's perfect." When talking about her daughter, Meg's voice softens with pride. "My daughter studies English literature. Maybe she'll go to Bath someday." She smiles, her eyes sparkling. "Our love for England runs in our blood." Through all the changes of fame, love, and time, Meg Ryan has held fast to what truly matters: her gentleness, compassion, and sincere capacity to love. Perhaps these are the true legacies of the queen of romantic comedies, the woman who made millions believe that even when love breaks, it's still worth smiling for. In December 2023, during a heartfelt interview with Glamour magazine, Meg reaffirmed her faith in love and the small miracles life brings. "I believe in magic because of our relationship. We were meant to be together." Looking back on her long, often turbulent journey, Meg no longer speaks of fame or loss, but of family. Her 2 children, Jack Quaid, born April 1992, and Daisy True Ryan, adopted in 2006. She revealed that every day she asks herself 3 simple questions. Are they inspired? Are they happy? Are they safe? These questions have become her life's guiding philosophy, a prayer and compass that keep her home filled with peace. Jack Quaid, Meg's son with Dennis Quaid, grew up navigating 2 worlds, the bustling Hollywood film sets and the quiet corners of their New York apartment, where Meg taught him to value the ordinary. From early visits to the Rookie set in Austin, Texas, Jack was captivated by the magic of filmmaking. In 2012, he landed his first role in The Hunger Games and later broke out as the lead in the acclaimed series The Boys, 2019-present, carving out his own name. Jack once said, "No one understands me like my mom. When she directed me in Ithaca, 2015, I saw she wasn't just a star, she was a true artist." After finding peace in her family, Meg opened her heart to love again. She began dating rock singer-songwriter John Mellencamp in 2010. They had on-again, off-again moments before getting engaged in October 2018. Entertainment Tonight captured the sweet moment Mellencamp slipped a diamond ring onto her finger during a Halloween stroll. Days later, Meg confirmed the engagement with a playful hand-drawn sketch on Instagram that simply said, "Engaged." Simple, yet full of joy. But after nearly a decade of love, breakups, and reunions, the couple parted ways in 2019. A close friend told People that while they truly loved each other, their differences made finding balance difficult. For Meg, love became less about promises and more about inner peace. She shared, "I was ready to commit forever, but then I realized what I needed most wasn't a relationship, it was serenity." Around that time, Meg also faced pressure about her appearance. As she entered middle age, rumors about plastic surgery swirled, especially with the rise of social media in the mid-2000s. Instead of denying the speculation, she responded simply, "Let it go." In a December 15th interview with the Sunday Times, she said, "People have every right to do what makes them feel better as long as it's safe and respectful. The only real taboo is invading someone else's privacy." Earlier, in a conversation with Ayadana, she reflected, "Growing older is a privilege. I cherish my age. Now, what matters isn't pleasing others, but having the freedom to speak my mind." For Meg, this isn't just confidence, it's liberation. After years under the public eye, in 2019 Meg returned to the red carpet at the TCM Classic Film Festival to celebrate the 30th anniversary of When Harry Met Sally. Audiences felt they were seeing the woman they had always loved once again. Still gentle and radiant, though with deeper eyes, she stood beside director Rob Reiner and co-star Billy Crystal, smiling calmly to warm, heartfelt applause. 2 years later, at the 20th and 21st AFI Galas in Los Angeles, Meg appeared in a shimmering black gown, understated but elegant, the quiet confidence of a woman who has truly seen it all. In 2023, she surprised fans by appearing alongside longtime friend Michael J. Fox at the New York premiere of the documentary Still. Amid flashes and applause, Meg's simple elegance, dressed in classic black and smiling warmly as she embraced Fox, a dear friend from Hollywood's golden era, deeply moved the crowd. After years of silence, that moment quietly confirmed she was back, not as a hunted movie star, but as a woman at peace after the storm. Today, Meg lives in West Village, a tranquil neighborhood in New York City. Her apartment is bathed in soft morning light as Daisy, her youngest, prepares to leave for Smith College, and Jack, her eldest, visits between film projects. Each morning, Meg drives Daisy to school, stops for coffee at her favorite cafe, and spends afternoons by the window writing screenplays and jotting ideas for new films. Evenings are often filled with meeting friends or attending intimate acting workshops where she shares her experience and listens to young actors' dreams. In an October 2023 People interview, Meg explained why she stepped away from the spotlight for so long. "I took a long break because there are many parts of being human I wanted to explore. It's wonderful to see acting as a job, not your entire life." She then announced her long-awaited return with What Happens Later, a romantic comedy she directed, co-wrote, and starred in. The film follows two former lovers stranded overnight in a snow-covered airport. Set for release on November 3rd, it marks her first romantic comedy role in nearly 10 years, a return to the genre that made her a household name. Through 2024 and 2025, Meg has quietly devoted herself to cinema, attending independent film awards, leading acting workshops in New York, and supporting charities for women and children. She is no longer just the queen of 1990s romantic comedies, but something more, an independent artist, a mother, and a woman who knows the brightest light doesn't come from the stage, it shines from within. After everything, the highs of fame, the hidden wounds, and the peace found in motherhood and filmmaking, Meg Ryan's journey stands as a testament to living authentically, letting go, and embracing one's true self. She's shown the world that no matter how many times we fall, we can rise again, reclaim our faith, and shine in our own way. And what about you? Which moment from Meg Ryan's story touched you most? Share your thoughts below or leave a simple comment saying, "Love Meg Ryan," to show you. 2. Cherish the woman who once made the world believe in love. Don't forget to follow us for more heartfelt and unexpected stories about Hollywood's living legends.